Please remain standing as Tyler Pills leads us in singing our national anthem. I ask that all gentlemen please remove your headdress during the national anthem. Please be seated. Good morning, and in consideration of our ceremony today, I ask that you silence all cellular devices. Please feel free to take pictures throughout the ceremony. However, photographic services will capture the moment and offer photographs online via their website very soon. The ceremony is also being recorded, and a digital copy of the graduation ceremony will be made available soon. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Lee Evans, Dean of the Harrison School of Pharmacy.
It is my pleasure to welcome the members of the University Administration, faculty, staff, members of the class of 2016, family, friends, and guests. As the Auburn University Harrison School of Pharmacy marks its 131st year, I'm delighted that you're here today for this commencement exercise. At this time, I would like to recognize a platform guest and would ask that each of them stand as they're introduced. Dr. Tim Businger, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs of Auburn University. Dr. George Flowers, Dean of the Graduate School of Auburn University. Ms. Jane DeFalco Parker, Vice President for Development, Auburn University. Ms. Gretchen Van Valkenburg, Vice President for Alumni Affairs, Auburn University. Dr. John Liu, Associate Provost and Associate Vice President for Research, Auburn University. Dr. David Sirota, Senior Vice President and Director of Research and Senior Principal Study Director at MPI Research and Class of 1969 graduate of Harrison School of Pharmacy. Dr. Paul Junnickel, Associate Dean for Academic and Student Affairs. Dr. Joe Dalton, Registered Pharmacist and Class of 1982 of Harrison School of Pharmacy. Dr. Bobby Giles, Registered Pharmacist and President, Auburn Pharmacy Alumni Association and Class of 1992 of Harrison School of Pharmacy. Dr. Brent Fox, Associate Professor, Harrison School of Pharmacy, Master of Ceremony and Commencement Marshal. Dr. David Reese, Associate Dean for Research and Graduate Programs, Harrison School of Pharmacy. Dr. Richard Hansen, Department Head, Health Outcomes Research and Policy, Harrison School of Pharmacy. Dr. Timothy Moore, Department Head, Drug Discovery and Development, Harrison School of Pharmacy. Dr. Gordon Sachs, Department Head, Pharmacy Practice, Harrison School of Pharmacy. Dr. Kimberly Braxton Lloyd, Assistant Dean, Pharmacy Health Services. Dr. Karen Marlowe, Assistant Dean for Mobile Campus. And Dr. Vishnu Subramaniam, Assistant Dean, Research and Graduate Programs. Seated at the front on my right are the faculty members of the Harrison School of Pharmacy. Would you please join me in recognizing these distinguished faculty, guests, and administrators? We are pleased to have Dr. Brent Fox serve as Master of Ceremonies today, and I ask that he return to the lectern.
Would Catherine Grace Fuller please stand? On behalf of the Harrison School of Pharmacy, I would like to introduce our student marshal, Catherine Fuller. Ms. Fuller is a candidate to receive her Doctor of Pharmacy degree today. She has distinguished herself in academic achievement and service to our school. Ms. Fuller has recently accepted a residency position with the University of New Mexico Hospitals in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Catherine is from Briarfield, Alabama. Thank you, Catherine. I now call on Ms. Elise Michelle Oakland, who is the former Pharmacy Student Council President and is a candidate to receive her Doctor of Pharmacy degree today. During her time at the Harrison School of Pharmacy, she has distinguished herself with notable leadership. Ms. Oakland has recently accepted a fellowship position within the Veterans Affairs Quality Scholars Program in Birmingham, Alabama. Elise is from Pierre Part, Louisiana, and she will now present the student address to our graduates.
Lower those a little bit. Good morning, honorable faculty, staff, distinguished guests, family, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2016. First, on behalf of the class of 2016, I'd like to take a moment to thank those who supported us through this journey and helped us get here today. Our parents, siblings, spouses, or significant others, our children, our family members, friends, and mentors. Thank you for sticking with us. It's been 1,369 days since we put on our clean white coats for the first time and proceeded on a path that would forever change us. This path meant many sacrifices, time away from family and friends to study, little sleep, and a lot of caffeine. Today we appear before you in full graduation or wizard attire as a symbol of our readiness for the world that awaits. It was during our very first DAD class that Dr. DeRuyter said, "Pharmacy school is a marathon, not a sprint." Oh, what a marathon it has been. A marathon full of sprinting from one exam and assignment to the next. Our first 3 years challenged us inside the classroom. Each study session meant hundreds of flashcards, dried out highlighters, and a hefty printing tab. Exam days were usually a blur, mostly from the tears of panic after changing your answer 3 to 10 times. Completing one exam meant sprinting to catch up on studying for the next exam. Sometimes the highlight of a long day was hearing those sweet words, "The conference is about to end." We survived the implementation of computerized testing with ExamSoft, and we gladly said goodbye to eValue's 2 a.m. evaluation reminders. When we weren't busy with our faces buried in a textbook or lecture notes, we were busy with student organizations and community service projects. Pharmacy school was stressful, and sometimes there were not enough hours in the day. But it was through each other that we found the energy and motivation to keep working. This final year proved that the most important learning occurs outside of the classroom. Our rotations taught us what it truly meant to be a pharmacist and the positive impact we can have on the patients we served. We learned that it isn't always about what we know, it is about what we do with what we know. How we treat people, how we care for others, not just our patients, but also our colleagues. We'll never forget how great it felt to have our therapeutic recommendations implemented for the first time and realizing the profound effects that we have on patient care. We've made it to the finish line of the pharmacy school marathon. Along the way, we've learned about drugs, their structures, pharmacokinetics, formulations, and even how to pick a Medicare Part D plan to pay for those drugs. The most important lesson that we gained from this marathon of sprints was how to care for our patients. Today, this class came together as students, but we will leave as colleagues. It's not about the title of doctor, it's about being a pharmacist. The honor and privilege of which will soon be bestowed upon us to represent our profession. A new journey begins today. I sincerely wish all of you the very best wherever your new journey takes you. Congratulations, and War Eagle.
Thank you, Elise. Today, we're honored to have as our commencement speaker, Dr. David G. Sirota. Dr. Sirota received a Bachelor of Science degree in pharmacy from Auburn University in 1969 and a PhD degree in toxicology from the University of Tennessee Center for the Health Sciences in 1976. As an undergraduate student, Dr. Sirota was a member of the 1966 Auburn University General Electric College Bowl team, Phi Delta Chi, and Rho Chi. Since receiving his PhD degree, he has held a variety of scientific and administrative positions with Hazelton Laboratories, Southern Research Institute, and his current employer, MPI Research, where he currently serves as Senior Vice President and Director of Research, as well as Senior Principal Study Director. As Senior Vice President and Director of Research, Dr. Sirota is responsible as a member of the senior leadership team for providing leadership, scientific direction, and strategic plan development to meet both customer and industry needs. In addition, he is responsible for guiding and directing the technical staff to ensure full technical, regulatory compliance, and successful implementation of the company's products. As Senior Principal Study Director, Dr. Sirota is also responsible for the overall planning and conduct of non-clinical investigations while providing leadership for business expansion, customer service, and serving in a mentoring relationship to other scientists. Dr. Sirota is an active participant in numerous professional and scientific organizations, most notably the American College of Toxicology, where he served as its president in 2012, and in 2015, he received the college's Distinguished Service Award. He has maintained continuous certification as a diplomat of the American Board of Toxicology since 1981. Over his career, he has authored a number of refereed articles and has been responsible for the generation of over 1,000 technical reports for commercial and governmental clients. Since 2009, Dr. Sirota has continuously served as a member of the Harrison School of Pharmacy Dean's Advisory Council, and our school is grateful for his service in this capacity. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Sirota.
Thank you, Dr. Fox. You read it exactly as I wrote it. Members of the class of 2016, dignitaries seated on the dais, faculty and staff members of the Harrison School of Pharmacy, and family and guests of the graduating class. The honor and privilege given to me to present today's commencement address by Dean Lee Evans both humbles and excites me. I was the first person in my family to go to college and earn a degree. I remember how proud our family was of me at that time, as I am positive that the families of today's graduates are all proud of them. And now, at almost age 71, I get to complete an item that's been on my bucket list. So I am most thankful and appreciative to have been given this opportunity by our dean. It is my wish that something in my message to you today will resonate with each graduate and that you find a way to use it in the future. Before addressing our graduating class, I believe that it is critical that we acknowledge Dean Evans, as this will most likely be his last commencement ceremony as Dean of the Harrison School of Pharmacy. I first met Lee Evans when I was a graduate student at the University of Tennessee Medical Center in Memphis, and he was a PharmD student there in the early 1970s. The times were different back then, and the dress and hairstyles were fairly outlandish as measured by our parents. And our dean was no exception to this fact, as I clearly remember his reddish-orange beard and hair of the same color that was also very full, long, and somewhat curly. He was colorful then, as most certainly he is now. Dean Evans is the 5th dean in the history of the Auburn School of Pharmacy, but he has served 22 years, longer than any of his predecessors. Although I never met Dean Blake, the first dean, I was a student under Dean Coker, and I knew both Dean Cooper and Dean Campbell. And just for a bit of historical information, while current pharmacy students celebrate Hargraves Day, I knew and respected Professor Hargraves very much, and he was a mentor of mine while I was a student at Auburn. From my perspective, Lee Evans has been by far the best and most successful dean that Auburn Pharmacy has ever had, and his successor will have unbelievably large shoes to fill. He has brought the Harrison School of Pharmacy, its students, and its faculty into the forefront of pharmaceutical education in terms of both patient care and involvement, and also in terms of basic research. Through his leadership and vision, this year's graduating class is the smartest and best prepared class to have graduated from Auburn, and we can be assured that they will all make their mark going forward. Ladies and gentlemen in the audience, please rise with me to give a standing ovation to a most special and gifted visionary and leader, Dean Roswell Lee Evans. He did not know I was going to say that. To the doctorate and master's recipients, and to the class of 2016, my heartiest congratulations to each and every one of you as I rejoice in your accomplishments and celebrate with you in your success in being recognized today. It's hard for me to believe that it was 47 years ago that I last wore a cap and gown and crossed the stage to receive my diploma. But I remember both my joy and fear of ending my college days, as I am sure some of you in the crowd also can relate to that. I must be honest with you on one point. While I graduated from the Auburn School of Pharmacy in 1969, I have never worked a single minute as a pharmacist. I had planned on working 20 hours a week as a graduate student in Tennessee as a hospital pharmacist, and had even been hired by Methodist Hospital to do that. However, my major research professor, Dr. John Audion, told me bluntly that I could either be a graduate student or a pharmacist, but not both. That ended my opportunity to become a registered pharmacist. Had I known, however, the direction that pharmacy and pharmacy education would take, I might have chosen the pharmacist route. But in those days, pharmacy was basically a count and pour operation with almost no patient interaction and responsibilities. Indeed, I was not really motivated by that form of pharmacy, and fortunately for me, several of the faculty at that time, George Hargraves, Leon Wilkin, and Man Kochar, discussed my future with me and guided me to a doctoral program in toxicology, a field at that time that was just starting to evolve beyond just basic poisons. My role as a toxicologist has kept me current in the drug and medical device industries over the past 40 years, and I have been actively involved in animal testing of over 1,500 compounds, many of which have successfully been approved and which are in the market today. These include drugs for oncology, diabetes, AIDS, Parkinson's, restless leg syndrome, cardiovascular diseases, and just about any medical condition you can think of. Furthermore, I have participated in the paradigm shift from the classical use of small molecule chemical compounds as pharmaceuticals to the use of large molecule agents such as proteins, peptides, monoclonal antibodies, and a variety of novel entities that have significantly improved the effectiveness of drug therapy for a wide range of medical conditions as we all move closer to a focus on personalized medicine. I have also been involved in killing a large number of potential drugs whose toxicity in animals would preclude them from ever being tested in humans. So while I have never worked as a pharmacist, I hope that my credentials with you is still solid after almost 40 years of working as a toxicologist in the pharmaceutical industry. You are about to begin your career in pharmacy, and I envy your opportunities and future. I believe that as graduates of Auburn University and of the Harrison School of Pharmacy, that you are true, really special people. But why? Did the good Lord ordain you with gifts and talents that he withheld from others? Did hereditary factors provide you with different genes and chromosomes to allow Auburn graduates to stand out from all others? The answer to both of these questions is, of course, no. The things which mark each Auburn graduate as special are within all people, but what separates us from them is the grit, the drive, and the compassion to break out of the bonds of mediocrity to seek heightened levels of success and excellence. Auburn people know that success is not represented by a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. It is not a sudden streak of luck on a long chance. Success is a state of mind that comes through any degree of progress and achievement. Drops of sweat from honest effort are always more gracious than the idle tears from weak wishing. Happiness is in the doing, but success is in that step forward no matter how steep the grade, and Auburn people are fully marked with this success. Success never comes spontaneously. It is the result of quality put into work all down the line. Quality put into work that one loves. Success knows no geographical border, nor is it limited to a certain type of background, belief, or behavior. Success is only limited by the inability of each human being to have the guts and confidence to reach out beyond the friendly confines of what is safe and to venture into uncharted waters. Auburn graduates know that success does not mean getting ahead of others. It means getting ahead of ourselves. This is important. I want to say it again. Success does not mean getting ahead of others. It means getting ahead of ourselves. To break our own records, to outstrip our yesterdays by todays, to give as we've never given before, and to do our work with more force and a finer finish than ever. This is the true meaning of success, to get ahead of ourselves. Auburn people also understand the importance of the things they do. They recognize that waste is not merely in those things we throw out. It is rather the kindness we don't show, the love we do not share, the money we do not give, the battles we do not wage, and the service we do not render. Let me close my time with you today and tell you the traits that make graduates from the Harrison School of Pharmacy so special. First, it's perseverance. The field of pharmacy is not an easy field and involves the lives and well-being of its patient population. Because the pace of drug development is so rapid, and with a greater emphasis on personalized medicine, you must persevere to remain current in your field. Pharmacy is not like geography or English literature. It is constantly evolving, and the lives of others will depend on your knowledge and understanding of this constant change. Next, it's respect. Now, there are all types of respect. The respect that one has for his God and his country, for his state and his city, for his family and his friends. But the most important kind of respect is the respect that one has for themselves, for what they stand for and what they believe in. Auburn people have this inner respect about themselves because they know that if a person can't respect themselves for what they are and what they are going to be, then truly they will not be able to respect anything else. Next, it's imagination. You have been taught and tutored by an outstanding faculty, but going forward, you are basically on your own. Problem solving will become a major challenge and focus for each of you as you are developing your careers, so you will need to develop the confidence of an imagination to solve these problems. Walt Disney said, "If you can dream it, you can do it." Let your imagination loose and benefit from its rewards. This does not, however, happen in a vacuum, and there is no clear roadmap for how you go about this. But in using your imagination to mobilize resources, you will almost always come up with a viable solution. George Bernard Shaw wrote, "Some men see things as they are and ask why. I dream of things that never were and ask why not." Always work within the confines of good pharmacy practice, but don't limit yourself to the status quo if you see a better and more successful way to meet the needs of your patients. Next is desire. As a student, you have been given the tools to go into the pharmacy world to begin to ply your trade. These tools will offer you the opportunity to grow, to learn, to lead, and to achieve to whatever level you are willing to challenge. In each case, however, all of the tools and training provided to you will be absolutely useless if you do not have the desire to make a meaningful and significant difference in your profession and in the world you live in. And finally, it's enthusiasm. Because let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, if anything in life is worth doing, anything at all, it's worth doing enthusiastically. And a significant part of this comes from the Auburn spirit. Whether it was in an airport in Beijing, China, a restaurant in Melbourne, Australia, a museum in St. Petersburg, Russia, or on the beach in sunny Aruba, I have exchanged numerous war eagles throughout the world because Auburn people are the most enthusiastic people in this world. And I encourage you to keep up your enthusiasm by coming back to Auburn as much as possible over the years, and to join both the Auburn Alumni Association and the Pharmacy Alumni Association to keep current on exciting news and activities. Furthermore, I strongly encourage each of you to become philanthropic going forward, whether it's to Auburn University or to any number of wonderful organizations in this world that provide for others. Winston Churchill wrote, "We make a living by what we do. We make a life by what we give." And I can tell you from personal experiences that no truer words have ever been spoken. I have now told you the 5 things that make you special, but now I must tell you the most important thing that really makes all Auburn people special, the secret ingredient in this recipe. It is the combination of all 5 of these attributes working together, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but all 5 working together in constant. For you see, it's the P from perseverance, the R from respect, the I from imagination, the D from desire, and the E from enthusiasm. P-R-I-D-E. P-R-I-D-E. Pride. Pride. It's pride that lets me stand before you today to talk to you of my love for Auburn and how it shaped my life. And it's the same pride that each of you hold inside of yourself at this very moment. Pride. You can't buy it. Your parents can't give it to you. If you've got it, you know it. And if you don't, there will always be an emptiness inside of you throughout your life. Pride. Webster in the dictionary defines pride as a proper sense of dignity and worth, honorable self-respect. There's some powerful words there. Dignity, worth, self-respect. Harrison School of Pharmacy, class of 2016. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. You must begin today with a new and positive attitude about yourselves and your university. You must walk and talk like winners because winners are surely what you are. You have been given the tools to be successful. Use them well. Remember that there are 3 types of people in this world: those that make things happen, those that watch things happen, and those that wonder what the heck just happened. Coach Vince Lombardi said that the quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to their commitment to excellence in their chosen field. Let your commitment to excellence in pharmacy be a strong one. You young men and women graduating today are our best and brightest, and now you become the torchbearers of our profession. Go forth into your towns and communities and make a difference. Have pride in the things that you do in pharmacy, and maintain the proud tradition established by those before you. This, after all, in the final analysis is both your challenge and your destiny. Thank you again for listening to the thoughts and ideas of an old alumnus and letting me complete an item on my bucket list. Godspeed and War Damn Eagle.
By special permission of Auburn University, it has been our privilege to enjoy separate commencement ceremonies befitting a professional school. It is indeed a privilege that the school has allowed this distinction. We are further honored to have Dr. Tim Businger, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs of Auburn University, joining us today to confer degrees.
I now call on Dean Flowers for the presentation of candidates for the conferral of the degrees to which they are entitled. Dr. Flowers.
Provost Businger, on behalf of the Graduate School, it is my pleasure to present these graduate students for the conferral of the degrees to which they are entitled.
Will all of the Doctor of Philosophy candidates for graduation please stand? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees at Auburn University, I do now confer upon you the Doctor of Philosophy degree to which you are entitled with all the rights, privileges, and obligations thereunto pertaining. Congratulations. Please be seated. Will all Masters of Science candidates for graduation please stand? By virtue of the authority invested in me by the Board of Trustees at Auburn University, I do now confer upon you the Master of Science degree for which you are entitled with all the rights, privileges, and obligations thereunto pertaining. Please be seated. I now call on Dean Evans for the presentation of candidates for the conferral of degrees to which they are entitled.
Provost Businger, on behalf of the faculty of the Harrison School of Pharmacy, it is my pleasure to present these candidates for the conferral of the Doctor of Pharmacy degrees to which they are entitled.
Will all Doctor of Pharmacy candidates for graduation please stand? By virtue of the authority invested in me by the Board of Trustees at Auburn University, I do now confer upon you the Doctor of Pharmacy degree to which you are entitled with all the rights and privileges and obligations thereunto pertaining. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Provost Businger and Dr. Flowers will present the diplomas. First, our students completing requirements for the Doctor of Philosophy. As your name is called, please come forward with your major professor to receive your diploma and hood. Subhrajit Bhattacharya and Major Professor Subramaniam. Andrew Brennan and Major Professor Panizzi. Joshua Carr Hollingsworth and Major Professor Fox. Yiwei Liu and Major Professor Shin. Graduating in absentia, Dwapan Bhattacharya, Shravanti Moli. Next, our students completing requirements for the Master of Science degree. As your name is called, please come forward to receive your diploma. Hamad Arabi Yawi. Mansoor Al-Turki. Patanine Ukit. Graduating in absentia, Fatima Al-Jadani, Amsha Al-Jajini, Tanasak Larpachikan. Continuing with our Doctor of Pharmacy graduates. Hooding all candidates will be Dr. Jung Nickel, Associate Dean for Academic and Student Affairs. Graduates, please remain seated until you are directed to stand. Hawa Abdul Karim. Christopher Alonzo. Elise Michelle Oakwan. Patrick Grantham Baldwin with high honor. Brittany Golden Bassam. Shelby Carolyn Beecham. Molly Rebecca Bedsole. Tania Begum. Courtney Baker Beindorf. Jessica Hamner Blackburn with honor. Robert James Blaker. Jenna Elise Blomer with highest honor. William Justin Boland. Amy Caitlin Borders with highest honor. Jordan Grigg Bowers with high honor. Brian Curtis Boyette with high honor. Curtis Lee Brashear. Jason Paul Burgess. Jeremy Michael Burgess. Benjamin Bach Burkhart with high honor. Andrew Moore Burton with high honor. Steve Hall Canode, Jr. Laura Adele Wolf Carroll with high honor. James David Carroll. Jamie Key Chambers. Ashley Brooke Champion. Nicholas Rodney Childers with highest honor. Corey Stephen Clardy. Kimberly Stringfellow Clemens. Christopher Ryan Coker. Jennifer Kelly Cotton with high honor. Shaylin Ashley Creel. Brandon D. Cunningham with honor. Andrew Warren Dafforn with honor. Casey Christine Dalton. Tyler Christian Dalton. Keith Allen Dassinger. Sharonda Kiana Davis. J. Michael Dito with high honor. Jenna Collins Dees. Taylor Joseph DeRider with high honor. Crystal Kiera Dinkins, Kelsey Delora Douglas, Brett Sullivan Driver with high honor, William Seth Edwards, Brooke Michelle Ford with honor, Dan Fortin, Stephanie Roxy Fowler, Catherine Grace Fuller with highest honor, Sarah Braden Milberger Gaddis, Sarah Elizabeth Gordon with high honor, Scarlett Amy Guillory, Morgan Elizabeth Gwynn with high honor, Christy Hargrove Ham, Cameron Frazier Hannah, Morgan Posey Harkness with honor, Adam Ray Harnden, Kiana Rashida Harris, Sheena Lynn Hayes, Kelly Rose Campbell Hedman with honor, Katie Ann Henricks, Sarah Mae Henry with highest honor, Cameron Thomas Howell with high honor, Jillian Elise Jacobs, Jacob Wilson Kinney, Callie Baker Coyle, Raven Likely, Lauren Elizabeth Linna, Morgan Brantley Locke. Sarah Alyssa Lott with honor. Lena Dow McDowell. Amanda Lee McKinney with highest honor. Neil Gavin McNatt. Valerie Ann Messer. Brendan Patrick Meyer with high honor. Tabitha Hope Middleton. Sarah Elise Mills with honor. Molly Johnson Minor. Elizabeth Ann Moore with honor. Veronica Lynn Moat. Brittany Ward Mullins. Hamad Udin Nawaz. Javi No. Svetlana Ngosa Okafor. Jeremy Howard Osborne. Krista Lee Outlaw. Gauri J. Patel. Kavita Hasmukla Patel with highest honor. Priyanka Harish Patel with high honor. Amy Nicole Patterson with honor. Emily Evans Peak with honor. Zachary Kyle Pitzing with honor. Andrea Michelle Prophet. James Drew Rayleigh. Joe Richard Rambo with highest honor. Amber Latrice Rankins with honor. John Tyler Rinker. Samantha Renee Dressler Reiser. Amy Catherine Ronan. Ashley Elizabeth Singleton. James Edward Sloan. Ashlyn Brooke Smith. Ballard Lander Smith. Alicia A. Smith with honor. Libra Cole Smith. Miranda Pitchford Smith. Justin Caleb Smothers. Julia Suzanne Stagner. Elizabeth Erin Stedman. Adrian Lynn Stevens with high honor. Mary Catherine Stewart with highest honor. Sarah Chandler Summers. Tierra Chanel Tate. Meredith Lane Tate with honor. Mary Elizabeth Terrell. Matika Kilgore Thomas with high honor. Evan Chase Tomlinson. Margaret Frances Tryon. Namita Anil Kumar Vashi. Ashley Denise Walters. Rebecca Lynn Wascom. Catherine Hester Webb with highest honor. Catherine Yvonne Wiegerts. Christy Lee Welch, Rachel Jennifer Whitney, Jeffrey Nicholas Williams, Brittany Rochella Willis with honor, Julianne Elizabeth Willis, Mary Joyce Burnett Wingler with highest honor, Elizabeth Ann Wood with highest honor. Graduating in absentia, Aaron Lee Garrett with high honor, Andrew Britton Polk. Let's give all the graduates a round of applause. We are honored to have Mr. Bobby Giles, President of the Auburn Pharmacy Alumni Association, with us this morning to deliver a message to each of the graduates.
Hello and War Eagle. I am Bobby Giles. I'm a 92 graduate of the Auburn Pharmacy School and president of the Auburn Pharmacy Alumni Association. The Auburn Pharmacy Alumni Association is the oldest alumni association on campus, and I'm very happy to welcome you to our ranks. It's my privilege from the association to offer you the first year of membership free of charge, and also we will email you a link so you can download today's ceremony. That way you can share it with friends and family and hold on to it forevermore. Unlike the days when I graduated and they sent us a VCR tape about 3 months later. This is my third opportunity to speak to a graduating class, and I've been honored to speak on the remembering the journey as much as the destination. Many of you won't remember today as much as you will remember the last 4, 6, 8 years, however long it's taken you to get to this point. I've also talked about the importance and the fantastic thing it is to not only be a pharmacist, but to be an Auburn pharmacist. It's quite unique, it's incredible, and you'll never forget your times here at Auburn. Today, I'd like to talk to you about the dodo bird. Yes, I said the dodo bird. As many of you know, the dodo bird is extinct. The reason the dodo bird is extinct was its inability to adapt to change. Darwin said it's not the strongest or the most intelligent that survive, but the most adaptable to change. You, as Auburn pharmacists, are ready to adapt to change. And believe me, there will be change. 24 short years ago, I graduated pharmacy school. In the pharmacy school building from the Auburn School of Pharmacy with a BS degree in pharmacy. You are graduating in the Auburn Arena. You attended classes in the Walker Building. You're graduating from the Harrison School of Pharmacy with a Doctor of Pharmacy degree. I know you are ready for these changes. You will also see changes every day in your career. We graduated with Remingtons and facts and comparisons. You have a few apps in your phone with way more information than we ever had. Our phones were called bag phones. They were plugged into our cigarette lighter, and you had to attach an antenna to your car. Expect change. It is going to happen. So it doesn't matter whether you're from Reeltown or Rainsville, Slocum or Skipperville, Tallahassee or Eclectic. You are ready for the changes ahead of you. So, don't be a dodo bird. Continue to grow as a pharmacist, adapt to the changes, and have a career better than any of us before you. I welcome you to our profession and to the Auburn Pharmacy Alumni Association. War Eagle.
Thank you, Bobby. Throughout history, professions have distilled their professional ethics into a few well-chosen words. Pharmacy, too, has such a code prepared by the American Association of Colleges of Pharmacy. Joining us in the ceremony today to administer the pharmacist's oath is Mr. Joe Dalton, a registered pharmacist and a 1982 Auburn Pharmacy School graduate. Today is especially memorable for Mr. Dalton as his son Tyler graduates and carries on a family legacy in pharmacy. The Dalton family has owned and operated a pharmacy in Slocum since 1903. The Auburn Pharmacy legacy began with Tyler's grandfather, J. Paul Dalton, a 1942 graduate in pharmacy from Alabama Polytechnic Institute, which of course is now Auburn University. Tyler's mother, Jody, is also a 1985 Harrison School of Pharmacy graduate. Joe?
It is our distinct honor to administer to you, our honored graduates, the oath of a pharmacist, which has evolved from an oath developed and used by the American Pharmaceutical Association in the 1960s and 70s, and was revised and adopted by the American Association of Colleges of Pharmacy, with the most recent revisions being made in 2007. I will ask that you recite the oath, paying careful attention to the responsibilities that you have and will continue to assume as a pharmacist. You should hold all aspects of this oath in highest regard and always remember that you are morally and ethically bound to the statements that you are about to make. Now, please stand. Raise your right hand while remembering to insert your own name when instructed to do so. I promise to devote myself to a lifetime of service to others through the profession of pharmacy. In fulfilling this vow, I state your name, will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of suffering my primary concerns. I will apply my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to assure optimal outcomes for my patients. I will respect and protect all personal and health information entrusted to me. I will accept the lifelong obligation to improve my professional knowledge and competence. I will hold myself and my colleagues to the highest principles of our professions, moral, ethical, and legal conduct. I will embrace and advocate changes that improve patient care. I will utilize my knowledge, skills, expertise, and values to prepare the next generation of pharmacists. I take these vows voluntarily with a full realization of the responsibility with which I am entrusted by the public. And because Auburn men and women believe in these things, I believe in Auburn and love it. Would the graduates please be seated?
Now, for those of you in the audience, I know the graduates recognize your support both emotionally and financially and how much it's contributed to their achievements. As such, and in recognition of your support, I would like to ask the parents of graduates to please stand. Please join me in recognizing our parents. And what about grandparents in the audience? Any grandparents, please stand. And we certainly cannot forget spouses and children. Please stand. So, as you have witnessed, there is a great legacy among pharmacist families whose daughters and sons follow in their footsteps. Would all the pharmacists in the audience please stand? Okay, graduates, please rise. To the graduating class of 2016, May 10th, 2016 is your day. You have worked hard and now you have earned your degrees. We are extremely proud of you, and we pray that you will experience great success in your professional career. You are now part of the Harrison School of Pharmacy's history, and we will follow your careers with interest. You may now remove your tassels from the right to the left to signify your graduation. Congratulations, and War Eagle. And last, if everyone will please stand as we honor our university with singing of the alma mater, led by Mr. Pills. The words are printed on the inside cover of your program, and then please remain standing for the recessional.